Sadie. Sutton wants to give you a big hug. Good morning. Morning. Did you sleep so good? They don't know whether I did good or bad, or whether the rest of the city is happy with me or mad at me. And so when I come home, I'm just dad. It's hard for me to talk about them and not get emotional. And I've always been like that. They're awesome, you know. They're both great, and you know, definitely one of the biggest parts of my life. Oh my goodness, your dress is so pretty.
Oh, she's scared of you.
What you doing, Sut? Love you. Whoa! Oh, good tack off. Good tack off. I love you. What do you want for breakfast? You want to tell Daddy what you want for breakfast?
Kevin, as a dad, is just really a lot of fun. I think he is just a girl dad through and through. So just watching him, you know, play along like princesses or like babies, or, you know, getting the makeup put on him, and he's just loving every moment of it. I think that's what's so special to see, and just they really love him too. Like he's just a really great dad.
I didn't necessarily know I would be a good girl dad. I felt like I would be a fun dad, and that's because I think I'm a kid myself still. But yeah, I mean, when we found out we were having a girl, you know, I was definitely a little just nervous. You know, I think any dad, you know, there's pressure that comes with being a girl dad. You wanna make sure that they are confident and prepared for the world, and that they don't need anybody but themselves, but you also want to be there for them. And you just want them to be confident and strong-willed women, right? So, but early on, I definitely didn't know I was gonna be a good dad. And I mean, it took me, you know, it took me a while to figure it out, for sure. Oh, jump. Yeah. So, you know, everybody says breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and I think especially for kids, especially when you have a toddler, same thing, you don't know if they're ever gonna eat, so try to get them started on a healthy breakfast. So we'll start this omelet real quick.
Kevin is a huge foodie. I think that kind of leads into why he loves to cook, because he just like loves to try new things. So I think cooking for him is a little bit of an outlet where he can cook and try new things and, you know, use a recipe but tweak it, and that's like a little bit of an adventure for him and something exciting.
He loves his food, so. And I remember in Seattle, we went out to the Pike Market. He was like, yeah, let's go to this market, you know, we can get like coffee, breakfast, walk around, whatever. And we go, and it was just super cool, you know, to kind of see some of the things that he's into.
You know, and really dating Taylor, like going to her family and going and trying some of her different food in Louisiana, like definitely kind of opened my palate to trying new things. But I've always liked food, but didn't really know too much about it, I guess. And when we first started dating, I just kind of got into pro ball, and you know, it was my first off season. I had more time than I had ever had in my life. And so I think, yeah, I mean, I started cooking, and she loves eating healthy. And so, you know, at the time I wasn't really worried about that. But, you know, now the older I get, I definitely try to kind of watch what I eat, but it's, I definitely always a plus on a date if you can cook, you know. You want to impress a girl, if you can cook, that's up there for sure. Let's go eat, okay? Come on. And your milk is right here too, okay?
Give her hugs. We give hugs.
Sadie, what you want for breakfast? What do you want for breakfast? You want some strawberries?
You know, I have 3 daughters, so I remember the days of playing and trying to, you know, separate the two, you know, being home with the kids and having a good time and enjoying their time, your time with them, and then coming to the field and knowing it's a totally different environment.
It's really tough. Obviously you want to go home and relax and kind of just hang out and do your own thing, but having kids, obviously, there's bigger things than just, say, getting some sleep. So being around for them, knowing how much that means to them, it means everything for me just because of that reason.
Watermelon. Here you go, Sadie. Hey, here's strawberries and watermelon.
Baseball is our job. We got to come here and we got to do our job every single day, but we also have a job to do at home. So it's kind of a unique balance you got to have between making sure that you're not bringing stuff home from the field, you know, and I think that's something he does very well. You know, I think he's able to separate baseball life from home life. You know, another challenge that comes with this is, and people don't think about this a lot, but you know, what our wives have to go through at home as well.
She's incredible. She is the rock of our family, and there's no way I could be able to do any of this without her. The traveling, the sleepless nights, the weeks are 10 days away from us at any given moment, and so, you know, she allows me to go out and just play and be who I am, and she's always done that, you know, and she's always supported me and been there for me, and, you know, I love her so much. All right, should we change? No? I think we should. We need a new diaper too. Yeah. Sadie, can you come eat, please? You know I'm gonna change your diaper, huh? Yeah.
I'm gonna change your diaper too if you come to me. Dad.
You know, it's not just about you anymore. It's about them, and you know, if they're going through something, it's way more important what they're going through than anything you're going through, you know. So when Sadie was born, I mean, the first season of her life was rough. You know, I didn't know how to be a dad during baseball season. I didn't know how to be present. You know, just a lot of firsts in my life, and I also had the worst year of my career, and so, you know, trying to figure out how to stay in the big leagues and keep my career going while also trying to be a dad to a tough baby, you know, had reflux and didn't sleep, and so you know, it definitely was something that I had to learn, but the easy thing was I knew that I had the support from my wife, and you know, she was gonna be there to kind of help me to figure it out.
How much easier is it with 2 people getting them ready in the morning?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's only 8:30. I know. Do we want to go play outside for a little bit before we go? Yeah. Because we got some extra time.
We started with the Orioles, and that was a lot of just ups and downs of just kind of figuring out like who you are as a player. We get traded to the Braves, and it was right when our daughter was born, and that was the worst year of his career. So it was really a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, that was our hardest year. He got DFA'd by the Braves, which is crazy to look back on now, and then he got picked up by the Reds. And then that offseason we signed with the Giants. And that was really where he kind of like, I guess, blossomed into who he is now.
3, 2, 1. Wow. You love the underdog, huh?
Daddy, can you swing with me?
You want me to swing with you?
Yeah.
I feel like I can talk to anybody in any clubhouse that I'm in. You know, I can talk to the highly touted prospect because I know how they feel, and I can also talk to the guy that's, you know, trying to figure it out, who has been a high prospect. And so I think being in those different positions over my career has helped me to be able to figure out that this game's really hard. This is like when you got two guys warming up in the bullpen. They call it like double barrel. You know, you just gotta keep both of them locked in. And early in my career, I had a really hard time. You know, I would lay in bed at night and think about all the pitches that I threw and what went wrong and you know, why I wasn't having success. Ready? Like Tarzan, remember? Whee! No, don't draw on me, silly girl. Let's go inside, we gotta go to school, all right? Let's go, girls. You know, it definitely hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows, but I think that's made this success even sweeter for me, is because I feel like I've kind of, you know, I've gone through the mud, and so now I'm not necessarily out of it, but I feel comfortable that if I ever do go back into the mud, I feel like I can get out of it. Time to go to school.
Because he's been through so much in his career, he understands the game, he understands the ups and downs and the adversity that you're going to face. With him, you see him come to the park now, he's the same guy every day. He's a model of consistency for his teammates, and you know, again, but they know when he steps on the field and he's on the mound, he's all business and he's a different character on the mound.
Sadie likes to buckle herself in, so Miss Independent. How about we sing some music? You want to sing to some music? Okay. When I'm with them, I really want to be present, and so I really just forget about everything else. You know, whether I'm really doing good or I'm really doing bad, I don't think about it when I'm with them. I wait until I really get to the field to even think about. Let's go this way, hold my hand. There's cars around here. And I wasn't like that before I had kids, and so that's really something that they've helped me with, is to be able to just, when I'm here, I'm dad, and when I'm at the field, you know, that's when I'm the pitcher. First playoff game against Seattle, AK Alek Manoah was starting the game, obviously. You know, pitched well, but you know, gave up some runs in the first, and we obviously lost that game, and was in the locker room kind of with his head down, and I brought my oldest, Sadie, in there. We always kind of go in and grab a snack before we go home, and you know, she usually always goes and tells Manoah hi, and you know, we were walking past his locker, and he's just kind of got his head down, like I said, and she asked me, she was like, "Is he sad?" And I said, "Yeah." I was like, "He's upset," and so she asked, you know, could I go give him a hug?
Was kind of just looking at my nameplate, and then she just came right there, and it would just put a smile on my face, and just gave me a big hug, and you know, I feel like she does that to him every day, and it helps him, you know, forget the bad days.
She went over and gave him a hug, and you know, Manoah talks about that all the time, and definitely a cool moment as a dad to kind of watch your daughter want to go and help somebody out who is going through a tough time. You know, one thing that always helps me kind of get in that competing mode is to think about, you know, this is their livelihood. This is my kids' future. And so, you know, essentially if I'm facing somebody, I try to think about, you know, they're trying to take, you know, food out of my kid's mouth. And so that kind of puts me in perspective to just go out and compete and give everything I got. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, buddy.
And we're here, Rogers Center. Time to clock in.
I use the drive-in as a time to flip the switch as much as possible. You know, it's a time to get my mind right.
Once the game starts, it's a different creature on that mound. You know, you get between the white lines, and you can see that with Gus. You know, he's certainly a family man, loves his kids, and but you know, when he gets out there in that environment, it's a different animal for sure.
I think it starts once he gets in the car. I think he might have like a certain playlist he listens to on the way, and he's very timely, so he likes to be on time. If he's like 10 minutes late to the field, he's stressing.
I mean, it's down to like 5-minute increments of what I'm doing, and I know exactly Once I start my routine, I know exactly when I need to be where and what I need to be doing. And, you know, if you ask my wife, and it's funny, I'll tell her that and she gets pretty frustrated because she's like, why can't you do that, you know, with the grocery list? There's a lot of stuff that I do without even realizing that I do it.
I think he like puts his socks on at a certain time.
I'll put on my left sock, take it off, and then put my right one on, and then take it off, and then I'll put my left one on, and then my right one, and then I'll take both of them off and put them on at like right then left. Why I do that, I have no idea, but I've done that every start in the big leagues my entire career. I have a half a sugar-free original double bubble gum, throw it, you know, it lands around the same spot after every inning, and don't know really where that started.
Oh yeah, the little like toss of the gum, which everyone is like, he's littering. He definitely has his little quirks.
You know, he's been through quite a bit himself, so he's always knows, you know, kind of, you know, how to talk somebody up or whatever the case may be.
Even though he has had such a great career, he remembers, you know, the struggle of the beginning, and he knows like all the different obstacles we've had to go through.
As a guy that plays behind him or, you know, plays with him, I feel like every time he goes out there, we're going to win the ball game. And it's because he's a competitor.
When it's game day, he's kind of just, you know, locked in, going over his game plan and wearing his beanie and just getting ready to go out there and shove.
He's ruthless. Definitely is someone that I think every single person's organization wants to play behind. How good he is and how competitive he is on the field, but then how, say, emotional and how soft he is off the field is pretty cool to see. The girls come around him and he just turns into a little softie.
Okay, dance party, what do we want to listen to, girls?
He comes home and he sees two little girls who just love him for being dad and not for being a baseball guy, you know? So they don't care truly how the game went or if they won or lost or how he did. So I think it really just keeps him grounded and keeps him just aware that baseball is, I mean, although he loves to do his best, it's not the end all be all, and he can just be dad when he comes home.
It doesn't look good? You take it off. We've grinded through some really hard times to get to a place where we're comfortable. You know, we rented for 10 years, and now we finally have a place to call home. And so, yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see what me and Taylor have built as a family. And I mean, I tell her all the time that I'm so excited for our future, you know, but at the same time, I also don't want to forget that, you know, she's not going to be any smaller than she is today. And so I have a hard time with that sometimes because, you have little kids, like you just want them to be little forever, and you love that innocence of them, you know. But at the same time, I think about our future together and how much fun we're going to have.
Kick some booty, Daddy.
Kick some booty, Daddy.
Hey, can I have a kiss, though? Can I have a kiss? Give me a kiss. Mwah, I love you.